the stock market is on the verge of collapse. But that will only temporarily bring down Bitcoin. But then it's going to the moon. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe. Actually, 4x4 today. I worked out heavy and a little bit, my gas is a little bit low, but I'm here to do a show for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. And we're going to be talking about, the stock market crash that is eventually going to come. We're way overdue, and all the money printing has covered up a lot of bad investment, malinvestment. Stock market crash and a collapse in a recession is to clear out all the malinvestment which was caused by the money printing in the first place. And so the money printing, which is what they do during a stock market crash, is the seeds of the crash of the next crash. The seeds, planting the seeds for the next crash. So the cure for the crash is the crash itself. They just don't print any money. Well, guess what? They won't have a crash next. It's simple as that. But try to explain that to them and be like, no, we're going to all suffer and die. No. Your friends are going to suffer and die. That's the problem. So, and they should, right? Because of their bad investments, right? So if you don't bail them out, they'll go away and good investors will come in. And that's how it works. All right. Well, that said, right? Enough with the Keynesian versus Hayek economics. We're going to be talking about that more, of course, in the show, and as well doing some trading. Hopefully there will be a trade for us later on. And if there is, make sure you check it out. You trade it on levex.davincij15.com or wix.davincij15.com. It's WEEX, right? WEEX, right? .davincij15.com, right? And levex, let me just type that in. levex.davincij15.com, right? Links, of course, are in the description below. And the reason why you want to use these exchanges is because some of the major exchanges are just clamping down, just don't let you trade, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in, UK or the land of the not so free, the not so brave, because they're just too afraid of their government doing some nasty things. And we're going to be talking about some of the examples of that. The Fin Summit, right? Going to that soon in March, so make sure you join us. Let's take a look at what waffles and all the, okay, well, a little bit of a flag here, but the waffles is still doing pretty good, right? Compared to ORC. Let's see here, ORC is sagging a lot, but hey, we're going to reverse that. Same with WAMA, reverse those horrible situations, and same with PayPay, but we're just basing right now. So, okay. Got to wait for it. Got to wait for the turnaround, and it takes time. This is the news we're going to be covering. Some of the news we're going to be covering today, not much. We're going to start off with COINBASE CEO predicts Bitcoin surge into multiple millions, right? Bitcoin is poised to hit multiple millions. Coinbase CEO declares, citing surging institutional adoption, ETF inflows, and the transformative potential of the clear U.S. legislation. Yes. Duh. Buying Bitcoin now at 100K is effectively, for institutions and major players, is effectively for them buying it at $1, for you buying it at $1 in 2011, right? Because, there's quite liquid markets, and it is an asset class that they understand is not going to go away. They understand, if they did the research, of course, right? That asset class that's going to allow for fair and honest transactions and also clear transactions, and the rules stay fixed and constant so that you can plan or provide economic planning for not just your lifetime, but for multiple lifetimes. There it is. And so if you're getting this information now, if you're understanding that now, you need to run out and buy some Bitcoin, nothing else. Bitcoin to reach multiple millions. Coinbase CEO predicts massive growth. The Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, shared his thoughts on the state of the cryptocurrency during an interview with CNBC last week. And he discussed Bitcoin's long-term potential, the impact of the Trump administration recent policies, and the evolving regulatory landscape in the United States. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. You know, I'm gonna play this on the live stream. If you haven't seen the live stream, I'm gonna find this news article, this news, and play this because I'd like to hear what he had to say. Breaking Crypto.com, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, has just announced it will delist USDT on January 31st, 2025. Well, congratulations, USDC. You managed to, scam your way into, removing USDT out of exchanges. And this is huge. They've done that through, getting governments to say, approve my stablecoin, right? And say that anyone using any other stablecoin, not naming any names, is incompliant, right? And so effectively they did some minor work to their stablecoin, which makes it impossible for USDT to actually be compliant. And voila, poof. The magic dragon, they have managed to crush their competition. This is how it's done, right? Accept it as the way it is. If you don't, right, well, you'll be crushed eventually as well. So by not accepting the reality that's right in front of you. Roger Ver, Trump pardon plea, lawfare, victim or tax evader. Well, as you know, Roger Ver is not the greatest person, right, on the planet, of course. If you've watched some of his videos and some of his rages and so forth, whether you like him or not, it's irrelevant. What is the baseline of the truth is taxes, right, income taxes, a chargeable offense of 109 years? Evasion. No, it's egregious. Okay? 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. I mean, come on. There's people who steal billions and don't get that much. Okay? Banks. They get zero. They get nothing. Right? They get a slap on their face, on the wrist, and go, don't do that again. Don't do that again. Here's a fine. Okay? So, right? And if we don't want to say, well, we shouldn't compare, right? Bank theft, right? Because it's legalized theft, right? And sometimes they get caught with the legalized theft and the cookie jar, but that's okay. Now, because they get bailed out, because they're too big to fail, they can't be put in jail, and they're too big to jail, so we'll leave it at that. So, looking at just taxes, right? Yes, based on, he probably broke some laws. Probably. Don't doubt that. And the question then becomes, is the law fair, right? And you could say, well, that's just the law, okay? There was a law called Prima Noctra, right? And if you're saying, that you think it's unfair that you hand over your wife to be on the wedding night to the Lord, and you didn't, you broke the law. What, you call that unfair? Too bad. Too bad. Right? You're breaking the law. See? So if you're saying that, the law says that, well, you know what, if you're a specific skin color or a specific religion, that you should be sentenced to death and you don't die, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. Do you see how? You see? So with that statement made, right? You could see how taxes could appear unfair and unjust to some. Now, keep in mind, some people felt that, murdering certain sets of people was fair and others didn't, right? That's all, right? And if you happen to be on the side of taxes being fair, that's okay, right? We just have a different opinion, just like you did the person who had a different opinion of the person doing genocide, right? All right, moving on. Robert Kiyosaki, historic market crash coming in February. Bitcoin will explode. Ooh. Okay. Robert Kiyosaki forecasts in February 2025's biggest stock market crash will trigger a Bitcoin explosion, urging investors to buy the crypto before prices skyrocket. Okay, just so you know, if the stock market crashes, Bitcoin's going to crash. There's no way around that. Same with a lot of crypto. Why is that? Because the liquidity that is there will be sucked out to cover losses in the stock market. It is what it is. To cover payments, whatever somebody has to make, they will sell their crypto, and that's how it will work. This will give you an opportunity, of course, to buy the dip, right? Because it will be short-lived. And then going forward, right, the market's not going to recover very fast. It's been overextended in this particular bubble. So it's going to fall for a very long time. So be ready for that. And don't, that doesn't mean you sell all your crypto and wait for it to go down. You know what? Honestly, you have to be careful of that because remember, there's a printing press there. and they could go damn the torpedoes and go full bore on the printing. And that's it, right? And that will stop the crash, right? Of course, that will take us into hyperinflation. That's another story, but that's a possibility, right? So with that possibility in mind, should you sell all your Bitcoin? No. Okay. Robert Kiyosaki, author of the best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, shared a bold financial prediction on Jan 27 social media platform X. His book, which has sold millions of copies and been translated into dozens of languages, remains a cornerstone of personal finance and education worldwide. Yeah, that's true. Known for his outspoken views on market investments, Kiyosaki once again captured attention with his latest forecast, noting that his 2013 book, Rich Dad Prophecy, warned of the biggest stock market crash in the history of Kiyosaki caution. Crash will be in February 2025. Boom. That's it. Whether it is or is not, it is coming, right? Because you cannot print so much money and not have some sort of consequence for that. Period. Right? Good news, because a crash, everything goes on sale. Cars, houses on sale now. He's further sharing and adding, yes, that's true. Not only crypto will get hit, but cars and houses and all that. Better news, billions will leave the stock and the bond market and rush into Bitcoin. This is not 100% true. I don't think that that's going to happen because a lot of people are not ready to understand Bitcoin as an asset class. Okay, we're gonna go on to some trading for the day. We're gonna trade on Levex or if you want, even Bybit, if you have access to Bybit, it's difficult sometimes, right? You need to have some ID in there. I know they are not accepting PLEA IDs anymore, right? I've already talked to the BD, but you know what? It's still good to have the PLEA ID, and so you can use it on the other exchanges maybe and upgrade your tier, because you know what? Even though they don't have KYC, that's a requirement. You still trade there and still withdraw your money. If you provide ID, I'm sure you'll be able to, stay on the exchange and get a bigger withdrawal limit and so forth. So using the PLEA ID for that is also a possibility as well. Okay, moving on to the prices here of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana. We can see that Bitcoin has come down a little bit. It came all the way up. Let's see here. Came all the way up. And I told you guys, remember, it's going to come after that liquidity at the lower level first before it goes after the higher liquidity. As you can see, right, we've come down a little bit. Fill in this liquidity, pumped up, but jumped up a little bit. Now we're at $102,000. And yeah, it's high in the lower level liquidity. It's a deep run, of course. It is deep run, but it's really trying to build up a lot of liquidity down here so that it helps them, people eat that liquidity and wipe out a lot of people. So be careful. If you try to run along here, there's a chance that you could, get burned. Right? So be careful out there. Looking at Ethereum, we're looking at the 5 minutes, so let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, things are not looking good. I'm telling you, we're trying to survive, stay above the $3,000 level, and the odds of that happening is slim to none. So because of that, right, you can make a trade. I was hoping for it to come back up to the green line, right, but it's not doing that. So we could take this trade here, wait for it to come a little bit higher, back up to the entry point here, and then the breakdown point, sorry. And then take a stop loss just a little bit higher. We're not going to be greedy. We're just going to stay inside the zone. And then maybe we'll take it further down into the $2,800 level. I wouldn't, even though it's targeting 2,500, I would, just in case it reverses on us, start moving your stops to break even at certain points, right? So as soon as this thing triggers, and then it gets to the target, it's break even. Stop to this target. You move your stop to this target, then you move your stop right a little bit more, all the way down as it keeps breaking down until you get stopped out. That's it. Solana, again, looks like it wants to break down again towards the $200 level, which is right down here in this level, and before we actually reverse. Let's take a look at that on the Trading Different. You can, if you're interested in using Trading Different, you could do so by typing in. Let's see here. Oh, wow. There's a lot of liquidity in the 170 zone, but I don't think we're going to go down now. I think we're only going to eat this liquidity here, and that's it. It doesn't have the fortitude, the mustard to break that level. I think the best case scenario is. The worst case scenario is the 193 one, just below that, just a little bit below that at the 187, and that's it. It's over for Solana dip. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.